Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today we're going to pick up a very cheap Porsche Boxster that I bought yesterday for just £11,500. Now, I know £11,500 might not sound cheap, it's not exactly sock drawer money, is it? It is cheap for this particular Boxster. It's a 2011 2.9 litre Boxster with the PDK automatic transmission. It's in silver, it's got the right wheels, the 18-inch Boxster S alloys. It's quite a good spec, it's got sat-nav, sports chrono, climate control, heated seats, all that sort of stuff. And the best thing is, it's only done 55,000 miles, so it's quite low mileage really. I went down to London yesterday to collect this and I was planning to vlog it. I took my camera with me and my mic and all that sort of stuff, but every time I got my camera out of my pocket, I started to cringe. I thought, I'm just not one of those people. I can't be vlogging in public on the tube. I had the best intentions, but I just got cold feet. I completely bottled it. I didn't want to annoy a load of commuters on the district line with a camera in front of my face, saying, oh my God, what is going on, guys? I just think it's very awkward and un-British. So instead, I did the proper English thing to do. I left the camera in my pocket and said nothing. I kept calm and carried on. I drove the car back from West London yesterday, from a really nice area actually. So thank you, Chris, for getting in touch. And it was all okay. It wasn't without its faults. In fact, after about 3 miles, my driver's mirror glass dropped off, so I need to sort that out. The air conditioning doesn't work. It got very, very clammy in there yesterday. The steering's slightly off centre and there's a little bit of a wheel wobble as well. In addition to that, it needs a bit of bodywork, it needs the wheels refurbishing, just general bits and pieces like that. This is kind of your typical London car, really. So I thought today I'd show you around it and then we'll start doing the work on it. Bear in mind I've paid £11,500 for this car. I'm pretty sure it's worth £16,000, maybe £17,000, so I've got quite a healthy profit margin. But I just know with a Porsche, the preparation costs will be quite high. So for example, it's due a service. It was last serviced at 48,000 miles. It's now done 55 or 56, so I need to get that done. And it's got full Porsche service history, so I think I'm gonna have to take this down to Porsche Stockport or Porsche Wilmslow and book it in with them. If I'm going to be asking a premium for this car, it needs to have full Porsche history. In addition to that, we've got 2 keys, but one of them is just a blade key, just a standard VW key really. So I might try and order a new key for it as well. Now that's going to be quite expensive. It also needs new plates. The diamond cut wheels are going to be quite expensive, so I need to run that over to Prestige and ask them to refurbish them for me. So like I say, I could probably quite easily spend £2,500 on this car. But still, even if I did spend £2,500 on this car, it's going to owe me £14,000. And then I'm pretty sure I can sell it for 16, 16.5, maybe even 17 if it looks nice. So I'm just hoping it's all worthwhile and worth my efforts yesterday. It was quite a good run down there yesterday. I got up nice and early, walked to Piccadilly Station in Manchester, and then got the train down to Euston. A couple of tube journeys across to West London, and I was there. It's also a nice day today as well, so I think we'll get the roof down. Anyway, enough talking, I shall see you there. Well, we're here, and I mean, obviously I've seen this before, but it does look really good. Those are my favourite types of wheel, actually. Favourite design, why are we beeping? My favourite design. It just, being a London car, being always street parked, it's just got a few little areas of body damage. The front bumper's slightly damaged. It is crying out for a new set of reg plates because they're cracked. The headlamps want buffing. The windscreen wipers need replacing as well because they weren't doing the job properly. It just needs a very good clean, really. So anyway, let me show you around it. Okay then, let's have a look. It does look quite pretty, doesn't it? Remember, Jeremy Clarkson always said this will look like a push me, pull me. Looked exactly the same from the front as the back, but I disagree. I think that's just mean and uncalled for. So here's the key situation. We've got one proper Porsche remote fob, but then the spare looks like it's from a 2006 Polo. So I might try and get another one of these cut. I think we've got a fairly healthy budget on this one, so it would stand it. Now, before I agreed to buy this car, I checked it out using Car Vertical, as I always do. It's really important that before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike, you do a thorough vehicle history check. So let me show you this then. So all you need to do is go to carvertical.com and type in the reg or the VIN. By the way, this isn't just a UK thing, it works in like 35 different countries. It's just really easy to use and it isn't expensive, and it's cheaper still if you use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, HIGHPEAK, and you'll save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do. So let's check this Porsche out then. So the reg is LR11BZP, and then check vehicle. And what this does now is it checks hundreds of databases, so it'll tell us if it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. Of course, this one, because I checked it out before I paid for it, is all clear. But I really can't stress this enough. There are so many dodgy cars out there. I'd hate for you to end up buying one. In addition to all that sort of stuff, it'll show us the MOT history, the ownership changes, the reg plate changes, the spec, the average market value, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes as well, if it has been involved in an accident, it shows you the photograph of the recorded damage. So it's a really useful tool, this. Right, the report's ready. So as you can see, it's never been clocked. No, it's done in finance. There's no recorded damage. We've got ownership details there. It's never been stolen, so that's good. We've got the mileage here on a graph. So as you can see, it's done 55,000 miles. That was at its last MOT almost a year ago. So it's only done like 1,000 miles a year. It's barely been used. The last owner bought it at 47,000 miles in 2018, so he's had it for a good 7 years. I'm going to have to put a fresh MOT on this as well. So it's a 2011 2.9 litre petrol rear-wheel drive in silver, 7-speed PDK auto. Go down to the timeline of events here. Sorry for the noise, someone's moving a trolley jack. If we go down to the most recent MOT then, which was April last year, it passed its inspection there with not a single advisor item, and the same the year before that. So that's good. Offside front obligatory mirror slightly loose. Well, it was so loose it fell off. Anyway, right, let me talk you around it. It's quite a grubby car, this. Like, there's loads of, like, you know, moss and stuff like this. Not quite moss, but whatever you call that, mould or whatever, growing around everywhere. So it needs a thorough detail. Same with the roof. But I'm confident I can get it looking $1 million again. We need to buff the headlamps, paint this front bumper because it's sort of grazed and, I don't know, cracking, where it's had a bit of a nudge. This is the problem with London cars. They actually use the bumpers. So I'll get the front bumper painted, order some new reg plates for it. Then going around to the wheels, the tyres are all pretty good. That's not an issue. But these wheels have seen better days. They're a really nice design, so I think if I get those refurbished by Prestige over in Bredbury, it will look really good. So yeah, you can just see here where it's kissed the curb several times. So we get those done. We've got ventilated brake discs, they're good. And after driving this 220 miles yesterday, the brakes are very good. It's also quite a good spec, this. So we've got rear parking sensors, we've got a wind deflector, it's got the sports chrono. Oh, I've just noticed as well, we're gonna have to order a new tail light for it. That's got a crack in it. Good job, you know, I got this at the right price, because this isn't going to be an expensive fix, this. They'll be quite expensive, probably £300 or £400, I imagine. That one, I might be able to buff that back, you know, because if I stick one brand new light on there, this one's going to look awful. Might have to buff that then. That's not a problem, we can sort that. There's my mirror, or rather my empty mirror, because the actual mirror glass is on the floor. It was loose as I was on the A40 yesterday, so I just had to put the window down and rip it off. Got some little marks there on the mirror, but we can paint that actually. In fact, oh dear, this gets worse actually. Someone's put a wood screw through it right there, can you see that? That needs to be replaced then, doesn't it? I can sort it. It's not a massive project, but luckily for the car, it's come to me right at the right time, really, because I can fix all this. So we've got Michelin tyres on it, they're pretty good. Yeah, okay. There is plenty to do to this then. Let's have a look inside it then. I haven't looked in the front boot or the back boot actually. I was keen to leave London yesterday because I just didn't want to be caught in traffic for ages. So in here then, everything's nice and complete by the looks of it. That can be popped back there. We can sort that when I'm not holding a camera, that's no problem. Then going round to the back, I think we need a new strut there because it's a bit weak. What I need to do here is make a to-do list because this to-do list is getting longer by the day. We can sort it. We can sort it. I'm confident I'm going to have a very nice Porsche Boxster at the end of all this. So, in terms of interior quality, there's nothing broken, everything's fine. It just, again, everything just needs a good old clean. There's my mirror glass. That's actually the wrong mirror glass for this car. It's nowhere near big enough, so I need to sort that out. But yeah, in terms of spec, we've got climate control, we've got whatever that is, PASM. We've got heated seats, we've got sat nav, we've got park assist, and we've got sports chrono. So it is a good spec, this. We've got a nice black interior. In terms of paperwork, I need to be careful what I show you here so I don't reveal any personal details. But it has got stacks of history here. Now, the most recent service was at 48,000 miles. In fact, we've even got the sales leaflet here from when the previous owner bought it. So he bought it from West London Porsche and he paid £27,000 for it. 2.9, 255 brake horsepower, two-wheel drive automatic, platinum silver metallic, and it done 45,000 miles. So he's only done 10,000 miles in 7 years. So yeah, spec, we've got 18-inch Boxster S wheels, PDK transmission, floor mats, climate control, heated seats, infotainment package. We've got the 3-spoke sport steering wheel with the shift paddles, which is quite nice. We've got park assist, sports chrono, standard seat, storage box, top tinted windscreen. Okay. Wheel centre set and wind deflector. So I like the fact we've got all this, to be honest. And there's loads of other history and stuff as well. So that's the last MOT. We're not a single advisor item. So that's all good. It's a bit of a blank canvas, this, really. So I'm quite pleased. Like I said, I'm glad it's come to me at this sort of time because we can sort all this. Just found a bill here for oh no, it's more than that. £233 for an MOT and repair wing mirror. It's not a great repair. All they've done is drive a big wood screw through it. It isn't the neatest repair, that, but I shall sort it. So its last service then at Porsche West London was at 48,000 miles, 400, and that was £2,700. So it's had a brake fluid service, a full engine service. Has it had the PDK box service as well? It's had spark plugs, air conditioning service. They've cleared the radiator vents and the bulkhead drains and the cabriolet roof drains, so that's good. Replaced the drive belt. Oh, they have done, so they've done a transmission service. So they've replaced the PDK oil. That was £356. Now that's due at about 40,000 miles, so I'm glad that's been done. Saves me some money. So that's all good, really. Someone spent, well, the previous owner spent £2,700 on a service, so that's good. I'm hoping now the service that I have done at either Stockport Porsche or Wilmslow Porsche just needs like an interim service, a minor service, and hopefully it'll only cost me about 400 quid, not 2,700. Otherwise, my profit is out of the window. Let's fire up then, shall we? So yeah, this has got Bluetooth hands-free. We've got sat-nav. But yeah, my air conditioning doesn't work, which is strange really, because at the last service at Porsche, it had an air conditioning service. Anyway, we can sort that. It's also got the Sport mode and Sport Plus mode down here, which then brings on a light here. So that's quite good. We've got cruise control. Yeah, it's actually quite good on fuel, this as well. So I drove it yesterday and we were doing 37.2 miles per gallon. I reset it when I left London and yeah, 38 miles per gallon. It's pretty good, isn't it? Let me start this. Start her up. The unmistakable Porsche Growler. I do like these cars. I think they're kind of underrated. They're way better value than a 911, to be honest. You get almost 911 performance for half the price. Anyway, let's get this out on the road then, shall we? Right then, let's get this old Boxster on the road. We've got one warning light on, service now. We can deal with that, can't we? I'm just not sure what to do with this first. Whether to take it for its wheels first or paintwork or what. There is quite a long list. I think, to be honest, what I need to do is sit down at my desk and make a to-do list. Or else there are jobs here that I'll just simply forget to do. Bear in mind, I have driven this and it does drive very well. Like I said, the steering's slightly pulling to the right and there's a little bit of wheel wobble at 70, but apart from that, it's pretty good. The air conditioning might just need a regas, I'm hoping. If it isn't that, it'll be a condenser or compressor or something, it'll be quite expensive. So I'm praying it's just a 60 quid regas, really. This, by the way, is just a standard Boxster, the 2.9 litre Boxster with 255 brake horsepower, and it's plenty. That's what I really like about the Boxster. It's sort of just enough power, just enough performance. You're never going to kill yourself or lose your licence in it. but you'll still have some fun. It smells a bit musty as well, this car, like it's just been sitting around a while, so it does need a very good clean. And then once it's all done, I'll get it in the showroom, take some nice photographs of it, and try and find it a nice new home. Coming into this time of the year, though, that shouldn't be too difficult, really. I do like Boxsters, and they always seem to sell quite well and quite easily. Yeah, you see the steering? Not quite right, is it, that? We can sort that out. I think what I should probably do first, then, is call Porsche and try and book this in for a service. I might have to wait for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something for an appointment. So the sooner I call them and get that booked in, the better, really. I think that's probably my first stop. Then Prestige wheels for the wheels. We'll get it down to Jimmy the painter, and get him to sort out the front bumper. Need to order those rear lights. I think this is going to end up costing me about £2,500 to sort out. Maybe 3. Oh yes. Already, you know, I'm driving this on a nice sunny day and I'm thinking, well, you know what I'm thinking, I might just keep this. Could just keep it for the summer, enjoy it. I did the exact same thing last summer. I bought a Porsche Boxster 2-litre turbo, the 718 variant, and I think that was a 2017, 67, quite low mileage and a nice spec as well. And I bought it, I think I paid something like 27 or 28 grand for it or something. Kept it for the summer and then got more or less my money back. I spent a grand or so on it, doing various bits and pieces to it. But yeah, more or less got my money back, so it was quite a good exercise. And I'm already feeling slightly tempted with this one. You know what, if you're a petrol head, being a used car dealer is probably one of the worst professions to get into. I just want to keep everything. I think that's about it. It's a real issue, you know, driving without a door mirror. I didn't realise how much you rely on it. Changing lanes on the motorway yesterday was a nightmare, honestly. The only negative thing with the Boxster, and I'll be completely honest with you, it does have a bit of a whiff of midlife crisis about it, doesn't it? In fact, Chris, who I bought this from yesterday, said exactly the same thing. He said, I bought this 7 years ago as a bit of a toy. He said, I think, in all honesty, it was a bit of a midlife crisis thing. He said, I nicknamed it my Menopause, which I think I'll use in future. Menopause. Right, anyway, I'm going to crack on with the work, and I'll have an update for you very soon. I'm confident, though, I can get this car looking almost as good as new. You'll never believe this is a 14-year-old car by the time I'm done with it. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Cheers, guys. And we're back in my cheap Menopause, which is now fully sorted and ready for sale. As it turned out, this wasn't one of my shrewdest deals, I must admit. It's taken an awful lot of effort to get it looking like this. This is sometimes the case with this job. I mean, this car looked okay, didn't it? But it was hiding quite a lot of issues. It ended up needing quite a lot of work, both mechanically and cosmetically. Still, I think it was worth it. I'm quite pleased with the outcome. You know, at the start of this video I said, let me give myself a budget of £2,500. That was quite optimistic. I was quite ambitious, really. In reality, it's cost me an awful lot more than that. This whole project, in fact, has been going on for about 8 weeks now. So it wasn't a quick turnaround. But still, enough negativity. We're there now. It's a shame the weather wasn't better, otherwise I could have had the roof down. I've advertised the car now for $16,995, which you might be thinking, hang on a minute, that's one hell of a profit margin. Hold your horses, let me talk you through my spend. So let me just recap then. This car needed a service, an MOT, a wing mirror, the air conditioning wasn't working, there was an airbag light on, I think. It did have quite a few issues. And to be honest with you, I can't quite remember the order in which I did these jobs. So I think what we're going to do next, or we'll have to do, is I'll pull over, I'll go through my receipts, and I'll talk you through exactly what this car needed to get it looking like this. This may take a while though, so you might want to pop the kettle on. On the bright side, I advertised this car a couple of days ago, and I've already had a few inquiries. There's quite a strong one actually at the moment, and the guy's got a Mercedes SLK in part exchange. So that seems like quite a good deal, really. His SLK looks quite nice, so I'm hoping I can do a deal, which will leave me some profit in this one, and hopefully some profit in the SLK. I don't want to get too deflated, because it wasn't a completely wasted exercise. I think there's still some profit in this, just not as much as I was hoping for. Okay then, right, we'll park up in my usual space. Now, if you remember, I paid £11,500 for this car, which on the face of it seemed quite cheap. So we'll add this in then, £11,500. Does anyone else hate this new software update on the camera roll? I can't find anything. There we go, right. So £11,500 for the car. The air conditioning regas was £60, and thankfully it took the gas, it was just low. So that's good, there were no leaks, it was pressure tested, so we've now got ice cold aircon. That was £60. The paint bill, if you remember, it needed quite a bit of paint work to get it looking right. That cost me £635. I took it down to Jimmy, who's done a really good job, actually. So he's repaired the front bumper, prime and repaint, removed the... What has he done there? Oh yeah, the headlights were quite cloudy, so they've been buffed. Wash, clay bar, sand with 2,000, 3,000, then 5,000s, then buff, polish, wax, and detail the vehicle. So the total there was 635, but it now looks the part. I fitted a fresh set of reg plates. They cost me £15. The valet cost me £70. The wheel refurbs, now they were done at Prestige Wheels over in Bredbury. They've been freshly powder coated. They were diamond cut, you know, when they look two-tone. But the trouble is with diamond cut wheels, you can only refurbish them so many times. And these had been done twice, I think, already, so we couldn't do it a third time. So I've had to powder coat them. Still, I think they look quite good. And on the bright side, it's a little bit less to refurb them, well, to powder coat a set of wheels than it is to refurbish them as diamond cut. So that cost me £330. So thanks to Prestige Wheels for that. The bill at my mechanic, right, okay, let me get the order right. I took it to Porsche in Stockport, the new Porsche centre, for a service and a health check. That cost me £454. But I wanted to keep up the Porsche service history because this had got full Porsche history. The last one was done about 10,000 miles ago at Porsche West London, I think, on the A40. So they did the minor service there, but they also flagged up quite a few issues. So what I did there to try and save some money, I took it down to my local mechanic and got them to do all the issues that Porsche had raised. I got my local mechanic to use genuine Porsche parts. So it's had a full service, including pollen filter, air filter, a set of Porsche spark plugs. They were expensive. It needed a tyre. It's had a brake fluid change. That's something else that Porsche Stockport said that it needed. And there was a coolant leak. So it's also had some sort of water pipe. And it also had some antifreeze. So my total bill there was £1,224.64. They also sorted out the airbag light, but there's no mention of that on the bill. So I've got away lightly there with that one. So £1,224.64. What else then? The replacement wing mirror cost me £123.45. That was from eBay. The replacement rear light that was cracked, that cost me £400. The steering alignment, that cost me £50. And then the spare key. Now, if you remember, I was going to get a spare key cut. While it was at Porsche, I said, can I order a new key? And he said, well, you can't do that because the car's going to be registered in your name and we need a copy of your utility bill and proof of ID and all that sort of stuff. So he said, the best thing to do, it's about 300 quid, by the way. So the best thing to do is when you sell it, I told him I was a car dealer. He said, the best thing to do is when you sell it, just ask the customer to come down when it's in their name and then we can sort that. So that's another £300 I need to factor in. Anyway, my total there then, my total spend on this car, bear in mind I gave myself a budget of 2.5, was nearly 3.5. I've spent £3,362.09 on this car without, I feel like there's something else, but I'm not sure. Anyway, there probably is, who knows. My total then is £14,862.09. So if I can get £16,995 for it, that'll leave me with a profit of a netish profit of £2,132.91. So it's still good going. It's just, when I started out, this had like a £5,000 gross profit margin, but that quickly evaporated. Anyway, I still think it was worth it. I've now got a nice Porsche. It's had the TLC that it desperately needed and deserved, and hopefully we can find it a nice new home. The good thing is, now it's had all this money spent on it, it shouldn't need anything expensive doing for at least 3 years, maybe 5 years. So that's quite good, really. Whoever buys it is getting a decent one that's had everything done. So that's about it. Well, on that note, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.